There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. Squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries. So I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Denton and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. Clouds above are still dark and foreboding. To the west, I can see a thin slimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I'd surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Vice. Then you are a woman, madam? I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something else a surprise, seeing how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Denton is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's window shatters with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Can't pick up, I guess.
Thank you so much for saving me.
You're welcome.
I never want to have a dream like that again.
But next time, maybe describe the torn dress, yeah? How many of you guys are there? Guess I stocked up on... Okay, one more.
Victim. This work certainly is trying.
It is a bit trying.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, the tall forms scraping against the sky. Particularly very... Vice and Denton had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away.
Oh.
What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answers, the sun beat down on them with renewed
Perhaps
ferocity.
they are some manner of mirage.
He said, under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Denton nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. Oh, it had never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Denton lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us, or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. Joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the City of Art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Denton glanced at Weiss's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Denton's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. "You're definitely getting closer," said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. "Yes, this much is certain." Encouraged, Denton lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointed in the distance. Water! He cried. It's water! Water? Asked Weiss. Preposterous! I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off it. Without waiting for a response, Denton sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Denton closed his eyes and sighed as Weiss floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveller has spoken of such things. Denton shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. Denton sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Denton came to a halt. He could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to Denton and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Denton's face clouded. There isn't? There is not. Perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the City of Art. Denton looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Denton, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. Never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, whilst others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Denton. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails, beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangling over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials that they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colours and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose for the abstract works around them, Denton and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Denton uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. All radioactive. As Denton moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real. The others are false. Real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring colour and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Denton. They're alive. The triplets bowed low before Denton. Please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Denton and threw his hand in the air. Alpha's a fake. You know I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Beta. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. Their respective pleas given, The three statues return to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Weiss. Denham furrowed his brows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. So Beta said it wasn't Alpha, and Alpha said it was Alpha, and Gamma said it wasn't Beta. So if Gamma is telling the truth, then it could be Alpha or Gamma. If it's telling a lie, it could be Alpha. I think it's Alpha. The eyes of the statue shone with an eerie light, and the light grew stronger and stronger until Denton and Weiss were forced to turn away.
It would seem we failed.
Yeah,
We'd best act more carefully next time.
this is the worst.
I kind of forgot what they'd said to each other. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Alpha's fake. You know I'm the real one. What a load of crap. Beta is... Everyone knows I'm the real one around here. Yeah, because the liar would... I'm just gonna brute force it then. The real one is Beta. Though Denton's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Weiss nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Weiss in the dry tones of Electra, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth. Even though Gamma is a liar, therefore that theory crumbles. Yeah. Good logic. Good logic. Well, let's presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let's assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. I did decide to brute force it though, so I don't really think that was... As Weiss finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Weiss in a cheerful voice. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Denton pulled him to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Weiss. "Have you been to the city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. At the same time, I feel like I've seen it before." "Deja vu," muttered Denton. Just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Denton during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
I think we did it.
Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
A one-handed
Wow,
sword.
this looks
Wait,
valuable. I can really have it?
is that the
Of course.
sword that George Michael was singing
Apparently a
about?
weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you again for everything.
You're welcome. Spent a lot of time reading. I hope you enjoyed all that. See, babies, if you want me on for bedtime story, you probably don't know my number because I don't give that out on the internet. But leave a comment, you know?
So how was the village?
So,
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Neat.
Let's
Got
get
trapped
back
in
to
a dream.
Lola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
let's go. My guy can speed. Ruff. Ruff. Ruff, ruff. I got a sealed purse, I got it. You can make my sister better. Do it. Do it, make my sister better. You owe me, lady. I got you crunk.
The death dream certainly is a strange illness.
Yeah, it was something all right.
Lots of strange illnesses
Even
going
I,
on.
with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
You guys did well.
Doesn't
You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
no.
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yona's sick after all.
If you say so.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is one thing I could use a hand with. Have you heard about our plans to repair the canal? The work probably won't happen for a while, but once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things.
Okay.
Unfortunately, however, we're a bit behind schedule at the moment. If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No
Yeah.
problem. What do you need?
Great.
As long as it's not wheat.
So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days. I'm starting to get a little worried, so maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on him? I'll mark the location of his
Okay.
house on your map. He always carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Got it.
Okay. Super pretty flower. Everyone loves a super pretty flower.
A canal, is it? Fascinating. If we had a ferry, we could put these days of endlessly running about behind us.
Don't you just float everywhere anyway?
Do you think I am borne aloft by the winds, lad? It takes stamina to maintain this height.
Oh, really?
You could at least try to hide the utter dismay, you know.
Really? I'm not sure that that's the kind of thing that it sounds like it would take a bigger person to do. Not that big. A tiny person with a tiny mind. Let's go! Hey, mate. Ow. I just wanted some venison. You killed me outright. Devler and Popular saying to the owner, yay.